If we were talking about novels, I feel like I could nail down this prompt in 5 minutes. But with manga, talking about chosen ones, I don't know. I am really, really struggling today. Happy Wednesday, my friends. I am so very excited that you are here. It is another Top 5 Wednesday, and I am absolutely excited for it, even if like I said, I am struggling. In case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, in a nutshell, basically each week I answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect that said prompt. And today it is Chosen Ones. I'm not actually sure about manga, but in novels, especially YA, one of the most common tropes, or at least most well-known tropes, is the chosen one. Now, it's a very much love or hate trope. I don't really know many people that are in the middle, but usually, typically, if you're calling it a chosen one trope, that means that the main character has been chosen, or it was like predestined that they would do something or be a certain someone. Typically, I feel like they're the ones that are the predestined ones that have been born to save the day, save the land, the country, or save the people. Today we're talking about chosen ones in fiction, and y'all, I've struggled so very much. I'm pretty sure all of the picks that I have, and I feel like sometimes I say that I struggle, but this one, I had to go do research, and I was like, I don't know, like some of the ones they were saying, I'm not familiar with, and then a few of them, I don't see this as a chosen one kind of trope. So hopefully all of the ones that I'm talking about today are an actual chosen one. Totally bear with me. I feel like, and before I get to the story, I feel like isekai has the chosen one trope down. At least I feel that way. Maybe not all of them, but I do feel that's probably where you're most gonna see them. But I realize I don't read a lot of isekai unless it's like the villainous genre, and the ones that I have, they weren't necessarily chosen. Actually, I guess saying that, let's go ahead and kick it off with number 1, and I'm gonna say, I think it's called Alice in by Shonen Land. This was not even originally on my list. I read an early copy of this long time ago when it first came out. I loved the first volume, but I never promoted it because I really, really disliked the second volume by a lot. We're not even gonna go there. But the first volume, it was really good. It was such a blast. It's very quirky. It's about the main girl, who I believe her name is Alice, and she is chosen to go into this otome game with her best friend. I think actually her best friend was technically chosen, but Alice is like, no, because her best friend is obsessed with otome games. In fact, she feels it's better than real life and rather just be in the game. And lo and behold, they actually get chosen to be in the game. And the only way you can leave the game once you've been, like, you're in it, I don't remember exactly how they got in it, but they're in the game, and the only way they can leave is if they make their idol group beat all of the other idol groups in this school and then win the game, therefore that they can finally leave. If they don't win, they are just forever in this game. Now, Alice wants to leave. She wants to, get out of this world, but her best friend, not so much. She's like, I've been chosen. This is my destiny. This is what I've always wanted. I never want to go back to reality. I just want my idol group to grow. Like, she used all of her savings on her idol group to give them like the best advantages in this game, which is now their new reality. But I definitely feel like that has the chosen one trope. I'm trying to remember if Alice was chosen. I know that they got a message, and I can't remember if it was Alice or her best friend, but one of them was chosen to be in this game. It was basically like they were given a special invitation saying that they were chosen to try out this never released game before. As they go to try it, they are like sucked in, pulled in either to the TV, or like a portal-like thing opens up and they get put into the game. So I completely forgot about that. Like I said, I loved the first volume. I don't typically play, I don't think I've actually ever played any otome games, though I have played games that are similar to that, but not an actual otome game. But I could really relate to Alice and the decisions that she makes, but she's so adamant she's not going to spend real money on this game for these guys to help level them up. She's like, I'm going to go do it basically the old-fashioned way, where you have to go not do events, but you have to do like jobs to to help get your XP up and such, and then learn new skills. That is basically what she does, and I was like, that is me in a nutshell when it comes to those kind of games. I stopped playing them because I get so addicted to them, and I then want to spend actual real money to help unlock like bonus side stories or a new kind of ending or help a relationship grow. Yes, those are like my kryptonite games. I have to be so incredibly mindful of those. But Alice in My Shonen one is definitely one I think has the chosen one trope woven into the story. If it's not Alice, then it's definitely her best friend, but one of them or both of them have been chosen. Man, that was really exciting. Like I said, that was not even remotely on my list. So I'm like, yes, I feel rather accomplished at the moment. So let's go ahead and go into number 2, which is also one I can guarantee is a chosen one, and that is The Savior's Book Cafe in Another World. Wait, I keep forgetting. The Savior's Book Cafe story in Another World. I think I forgot to include story. Anyway, sorry, I got very excited about the first one and rambling, but here we are. Yes, so this one definitely is a chosen one trope because our main girl has been chosen by this orb who calls himself God, and that he wants her to go to this other world and be the savior of these people and help just save them in this world. Now, what makes this unique is because she's like, no, I don't want this. I'm a 30-year-old woman. I'm very happy with my life, happy with the security I have. I don't want to be uprooted and go somewhere else. But she does not have a choice. And that's typically the thing I feel like with the chosen one, that it's either love or hate because their choices, their options are ripped away from them and they have to go do whatever it is that they have been predestined or told to do by someone that's usually of like a divine nature, or it's just history. You know, that kind of chosen one kind of thing. So here we are with our main girl, and she definitely, goes in this other world because she's been chosen as a savior to help these people. I feel like I've rambled so much about this story recently. I know I talked about it in one of, I think it was my June monthly reading wrap up, I think it was, of just how amazing this story is, how it's hooked, or how I am hooked. It's definitely been on my top 5 manga that I've really enjoyed, especially most anticipated, but I'm thinking of volume 4 because I think volume 4 releases this November or this December. I'm still waiting on volume 2, but yes, this is such a great one. I feel like it's a nice twist on the isekai genre, but also I guess the chosen one trope because she's not excited that she has been chosen. And maybe saying that, maybe that's not uncommon for those who are the chosen ones because usually they're not excited. They're not very eager. And that's part of, I think, the allure of the chosen one trope is because it's done so much. Now it's like, how can this author or creator do their own spin or their own twist on it? And I think that's what I sort of like about her, that she isn't excited to go, especially when you think of the isekai genre and they're like, woohoo, I'm excited to be here. It's a new world, new beginning. They usually have special kind of powers and abilities that make it better than what their life was in the real world before they died or before they just got taken to this other world. So this is another one I would definitely say has the chosen one trope, and it's just a really great story. It's a really great isekai. I'm very excited all of the volumes to release so I can do a video review because I told myself I would. I don't remember which video I said that in, but I definitely know I am. It's brought a lot of happiness and I cannot wait for the next volume for it to come so I can actually read it. For number 3, I have not read this manga, but I feel like it's in the title that it does have the chosen one trope, and that is The Fiance Chosen by the Ring. I have heard such great things about this. I pre-ordered it and I've had it on my shelf, and I've had it on my shelf, but I haven't read it yet. I'm waiting for volume 2. Volume 2 comes out this upcoming month, and then volume 3, if it doesn't get pushed back, comes out this December. I was going to wait for the 3rd volume to arrive before I officially started reading this story, but it sounds amazing because she, the main character, I believe she goes to like a ball, and she's like, I am here to basically appreciate the clothing because she does embroidery. She loves it. I don't know if it's her job, but it's definitely her passion. And as she is admiring all of the dresses and such, suddenly this wedding ring is thrown at her face or flung at her face, hits her in the face, I think is what the blurb says. And she is like, what is this? And she finds herself like engaged to the prince in this nation. And she's like, I just love embroidery. I'm just here for the dresses. I don't care for all the things that happen. So I feel like this definitely is a chosen one trope because the ring, as the title says, chose her. That's not even what she probably wanted. She's not even here for that. And how crazy would it be to go to a ball, you're here to appreciate the art, you know, I said embroidery and just the design of the dresses, and then suddenly you walk away, you're engaged, you're the fiance of this prince who you did or did not know, or maybe you didn't even like beforehand. I've had some personal strong recommendations that this is a great series. That's one that I would probably really enjoy, and I'm so eager to try it. I'm glad that volume 2 is releasing next month because I think technically volume 2 was supposed to release in September or last month. So hopefully that means that volume 3 will not get pushed back because I've already had like all my reading scheduled to read this December. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but I definitely wanted to feature this one because, like I said, has chosen in the title, and I just felt like it was fitting. I hope it works. If you've read it, totally let me know in the comments if it does, or I guess if it doesn't, and we'll just go from there. For number 4, this was one of the titles that first came to mind, and that is Yona of the Dawn. I thought about this one, and if you've read my reviews, like I said, I did not love roughly, we'll say, the first 10 volumes, or first 9 volumes, I think, because volume 10 is when I actually got really into Yona. Like, I mean, the whole series that I was starting to get invested, but I did not love the beginning of Yona, and I feel so bad because one of my all-time new favorite characters is in Yona, that is Sinha. I gush about him all the time in every single review on Instagram. He's just everywhere. But stay tuned because this Friday, my official video review is going up of Yona of the Dawn, and I have some very exciting news related to it, and I'm very excited. Anyway, we are talking about Chosen One here. So originally I was going to say I felt Yona was a chosen one of sorts because she has been told, man, I recently just read it, and her mom knew that she was basically like the reincarnation of the Crimson Dragon King. So she, I feel like, has sort of a little bit of a destiny lined up for her. And Iksu, in one of the earlier volumes, he even says something really cool, and I didn't grab that specific volume, but he basically tells her what her destiny is, but it's her choice of whether she wants to walk the path of that destiny or not. And then as I was literally about to film this video, I was thinking again, and part of why I did not love Yona in the beginning, not Yona herself, talking about the series, is that I didn't like how the 4 dragons were basically chosen ones. Regardless of what they felt, whether they were eager or not eager, they were chosen to serve Yona. And I did not love that in the beginning. I really struggled with that, specifically when it was related to Jaha. And it's really funny because it feels very contradictory because I like that Gija was very willing to serve Yona, but I also really like that Jaha was not willing in the beginning to serve Yona. I know, I don't ask me why. I don't know why I feel that way. I just do, and I'm assuming it must have something to do with their characters and their personalities. But I didn't like that in the beginning, and I felt really bad. I was so stressed about every single review when I was posting them on Goodreads, but I was like, look, I post my reviews. I was more gun-ho or whatever. That was like, I have to share my thoughts, share a review, because that's just how I am, despite that I was very nervous of what people were thinking that I didn't love the beginning of this series. My thoughts have since changed. Well, I mean, I still don't love the beginning of their stories, but I have really enjoyed Yona, and I'm very excited for that video review coming this Friday. I feel like that was a little bit of a rambly, but I feel like they were chosen ones for sure because of their bloodline. Like I said, they don't have a choice. They have to be the dragons. They can choose, I guess, to ignore their dragon blood and go do their own thing, but it doesn't seem like it'd be like a good thing if they just walked away. So they didn't have a choice. I'm glad things have changed since then, though. Won't go into details about that. Stay tuned for Friday. For number 5, this was one I actually found when I was doing my research, and I'm like, Laura, how could you like not remember about this one? And that is Magic Knight Ray Earth. Oh my goodness, it was funny. I was gonna say, if you want to check out my thoughts, because I love this series, I have a video review up. It's not up yet. I have it recorded and filmed or whatever, but it's not up yet. But I really love this one. This is definitely one that has the chosen one, because these 3 young girls are chosen as the legendary knights to go and save this other world. The chosen one trope, mind-blowing. I have never seen a twist on the chosen one trope like I have in this series. I was absolutely speechless at the end of this volume. In fact, I literally just sat on my couch and I was like, that's not typically how things unfold for the chosen one. It was very, very good, even though I'm still like, I can't get over that ending. Like, I don't think I'll ever forget it because it was so unexpected. Not in a bad way, but just in a way I never would have imagined. But these three girls are definitely chosen ones. Like I said, the legendary knights that they have to go through different things to slowly become these knights who can defend this land and protect the princess. Just so much happens in this story. This was my first Clamp title, and I've been very interested in their other series, and I would definitely recommend the box of this. I do have an unboxing of when I got this and how big the artwork is. I don't know if I can show anything. Yes, I can. Look, you can see every little detail in these huge like volumes. It's so gorgeous, and I totally understand now why people are like, even if you don't like Clamp, you can't hate on the art. You just can't. And so Magic Knight Ray Earth is such a great magical girl series. It's one I definitely recommend. I cannot wait for my video review to come out. Hopefully, we'll say October. I don't remember what my schedule thingy that I have for the planning says, but yes, definitely has the chosen one tropes and such an unexpected turn of events when it comes to the chosen one. And for an honorable mention, I'm a little bit nervous about this one, but I do feel it fits, I think, for the chosen one trope, and that is the Dragon Knight's Beloved. I finally have volumes 2 and 3, so I feel eager to finally come back and start reading this story again. I do have a video review of volume 1 if you'd like to check it out, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody on Twitter and we were talking about this manga, and she's like, please go read it. It's so very good, or continues to be really good. And I decided to do this one for the chosen one trope because as I was skimming through it to see, because the thing is, I will say, I feel like Melissa has a little bit of those chosen one trope vibes because the dragons choose her, but I could not find that exact wording in the story. But I did find that Hubert here has actually been chosen by a dragon. Yeah, he says, for generations, members of my family have been chosen by a dragon at birth. And the wives as well sort of have to be chosen a little bit. Like they have to approve of the person's like fiance or the person that they love. And so Melissa definitely has that in her favor, even before their fake lover, fake fiance relationship kind of thing that's going on in this. And that's in the blurb, so that's not a spoiler. But she's already sort of been chosen by these dragons, and they have a very strong fondness for her. But it's not necessarily, I think, because she had some destiny or something in her blood that made her that way. I feel it was more through hard work. But Hubert definitely has been chosen in his family, so to, have a dragon. So I guess I feel like that one works. But this is a really cute story, and I was like, I really want to feature it because, man, I was rereading it, and I was like, it is so wholesome. Like, if you love dragons and, like, a very, I think, slow burn, friends to lovers romance, super slow burn, and like I said, tons and tons of dragons with a fantasy element, this is one I would definitely recommend. I have to, and the art is gorgeous. This is one I have to officially catch up on, and I already have plans to do that at some point here, because after I read Yona, I'm going to take a break for a little bit, and then I'm going to read things on my shelf and not get anything at the library, which sounds really, really hard because I'm like, there's a lot of good series they're releasing, and my library actually does have some of these titles. Anyway, ramble aside, Hubert, I think, is a chosen one. And I will stop there, my friends. Those are my picks. I feel like I was very rambly this video because it's like, this was, like I said, this was a hard one for me. If we were doing novels, I got your back. But apparently with manga, I don't read as much chosen one tropes as I used to when it came to novels. But I would love to hear from you, friends. Do you guys like the chosen one tropes? If you do, what are some manga or other titles you've read that have that trope that you feel was done so incredibly well? Or maybe you don't like the trope and that's totally okay too. I would just love to hear from you, friends. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!